This video will look at the endocrine system. The main function of the endocrine system is to maintain a homeostatic environment through the use of hormones. Hormones are chemical protein messengers and are carried through the bloodstream. Endocrine glands are ductless glands and they produce hormones which are released directly into the bloodstream. Some functions of the endocrine glands is to maintain processes such as blood sugar levels, regulating growth rate, rate of excretion and controlling metabolism. There are lots of different types of endocrine glands, but this video is going to look at some of the main ones. The first endocrine gland that I'm going to talk about is the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is located in the brain. The hypothalamus is responsible for the formation of the ADH hormone, also known as antidiuretic hormone. The ADH hormone controls osmoregulation. If we have a low water, high salt diet, the concentration of the blood plasma rises. The osmoreceptors in the hypothalamus are triggered and send a message to the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland will then secrete ADH hormone. The ADH travels to the kidneys and the ADH hormone is responsible for causing the collecting ducts and the distal convoluted tubule of the nephron to become permeable. The second gland I'll talk about is the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is also found in the brain and it serves many functions. Firstly, the pituitary gland secretes FSH. In females, FSH stimulates the egg to develop in the ovary, whereas in males it causes the diploid cells in the testes to divide by meiosis to produce haploid sperm. A second hormone that's produced by the pituitary gland is LH hormone. In females, this stimulates ovulation. In males, it stimulates the testosterone production in the testes. The third endocrine gland that I will talk about is the pancreas. The pancreas is located above the small intestine. The main hormone involved in the pancreas is insulin. Insulin regulates blood sugar levels. After a meal, your blood sugar levels will naturally increase. This results in the insulin being released from the pancreas and it will transport the sugar into the body cells to give energy for the cells. The tissues involved in the production of insulin is the islets of Langerhans. More specifically, the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans produce insulin. The role of insulin is to absorb the glucose from the blood and transport it into the cells of the body. I should also mention here that the pancreas is known as a dual function gland in that it has both endocrine and exocrine functions. So as I said before, that the pancreas is an endocrine gland because it releases hormones, insulin and glucagon to regulate the blood sugar levels, and it is an exocrine gland because it helps in digestion with the release of enzymes. Diabetes is a condition when we eat food, the glucose from our food can't get into our body cells and instead builds up inside the blood. So therefore this is resulting in an increase in a person's blood glucose levels. There are two main types of diabetes. There is type 1 diabetes and there is type 2 diabetes. Type 1 results in very high glucose levels as there is no insulin present, and remember that the insulin regulated the blood sugar levels and brought it into brought it out of the blood and into the body cells. But people in type 1 diabetes, they have very, very low insulin levels due to the T cells attacking the pancreas, so specifically the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans of the pancreas. Type 2 diabetes is the same in that there is high glucose levels in the blood, the body can make insulin, but the cells aren't responding to it. Why the cells don't really respond to it, it's not really fully understood, but some risk factors would be that if a person is obese, maybe some lack of exercise or hypertension or high blood pressure.